Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to RDNA. I am Mr. Williams. And I come to y'all today on a somber note. If you've been following the news media, you know that on Sunday, LA rap artist Nipsey Hussle was killed in a shooting in front of his Marathon clothing store on Crenshaw and Slauson in Los Angeles. Needless to say that his fans and, just the community in general, hip hop, the culture, everybody is shocked and dismayed by the loss of this brother, who was a pillar in his South Central community. I didn't really get around to Nipsey's music until the Victory Lap came out, and I caught a couple interviews, and it was, I caught a couple of his interviews, and my perception of him, I actually gained a perception, of him as an artist, not so much, as a man, but just as an artist, and what his thought process was, and how he felt about his community and entrepreneurship and things of that nature. And like I said, I was just really impressed. I was just all out, ready to support, and watch this brother, go on to do bigger and better things for himself and for his community. And it seemed like, the sun was really shining on this brother in a real way. And he was able to reflect the light that he was getting onto his community. And it's sad to see this brother taken away from his community and from his family in such a senseless act of violence. I'm not gonna get much into the details of the case because the details are out there, so you probably can find that someplace else. But this is just my thoughts on the life and the talent of the young brother. Like his mindset, to go back and to help. To go back and try to buy your block. I was saying yesterday, one of the things that I had, just the opportunity, because just think about it. If the Cleveland Cavaliers hadn't had the #1 draft pick the year LeBron came out, LeBron would have been playing somewhere else. But it just so happened that Cleveland had that first round draft pick, and LeBron got to stay home in Ohio. If you want to talk about the state, even though he was from Akron, but he got to be in Ohio. And so he was able to have that impact because he was home. His career was where he lived at. He was able to be there and impact his community. But Nipsey, on the other hand, he could have got some success and bounced. He could have got some success. He could have opened those businesses someplace else. He could have. It's several different things I'm sure he could have did. But he had the love and dedication to the community and the people in his community. And you really see in this guy what one person could do or what one person could inspire. Because I feel the loss. I've been streaming his music, a lot, since his death. Because I know that he owned his masters to his music. So whatever monetary benefits coming from Nipsey Hussle's music, that money's going directly to his family, and to what he had began to build. So I'm just thinking about, like, wow, when you hear this brother's accolades, just what he did as a person, as a philanthropist, as a businessman, in his first 33 years of life, you kind of wanted to see, like, man, what can he do in the next 33 years, or shit, the next 10, 15, you probably could, just from listening to him talk and about the ideas that he had, you could definitely see him on a path to where, he's being talked about, 10 years down the line on the Forbes list with a Jay-Z or a Puffy, and probably doing more, more advantageous, philanthropic work, for his community, He had just opened a tech center, in the community to help the people get more versed in technology, He was trying to make sure the people in his community didn't get left behind, the way things are changing, the way, business opportunities are coming up in different ways, different facets, different structures. He was finding all these things out and bringing it back to his community. Nipsey was really trying to be part of the village. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I'm in my early 40s, so you know, I was, you know what I'm saying, I was pot big, just different since I was younger. So you know, my mind state has changed a little bit, you know, and evolved in terms of how, you know what I'm saying, I process certain things. But everything that I've, you know, read or heard about this is just it's senseless. You know, in every stretch of the imagination is just senseless. You know, like I said, you know, a little earlier, like dude was obviously a beacon, and he was soaking up the sun, and he was reflecting it back on his community, and they felt the light of the sun because of this guy and what he went out and got and brought back to the people in the city and the area that he loved and cared for, you know. And I don't think people should say that, you know, oh, he should have not did this or did that, you know, because his neighborhood loved him. You know what I'm saying? The people in his community loved him. This was a road guy, you know what I'm saying? Just a monster, you know. And I'm sure because of that, I'm sure that nothing will be the same. But I hope that the people that were close to him, his business partners, his family, that they continue the good work that he was doing, and maybe even some of his friends in the hip hop community, you know, could really come with some solid plans and probably, you know, hopefully see some of what this young brother had envisioned coming to fruition. You know, we don't want to have so many things talked about that woulda, coulda, and shoulda been. You know, we need to pick up the torch and carry on some of these legacies. That's all I got today. This is Mr. Williams, RDNA. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Deuces.